Yep. I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Strange, isn't it? Each man's life touches so many other lives. And when he isn't around, he leaves an awful hole, doesn't he?
These are considered two of the most iconic quotes in cinematic history, and they have become woven into pop culture and part of our everyday lives. But besides being iconic, what do the quotes have in common? Well, both famous lines might as well give us a hint on how to answer the old age question of, what is the meaning of life?
Life's echoes.
What I am here for is one of the oldest questions humans have been grappling with. For millennia, religion has been a source of comfort and meaning for many, as it provided the belief that someone was in control and the world ultimately made sense, even if it was beyond our comprehension. But with the advent of modern science and the decline of religious belief came the realization that there may not be any master plan after all. Without the guidance of religion in a world that is blind to suffering, many are left to define their life purpose on their own. This quest to move beyond mere survival to a life of significance, which should in theory provide us with increased clarity and motivation, can unfortunately become a source of stress, especially when everyone around us seems to have it all figured out. Every day over 160,000 people die. That's over 6,000 people every hour, over 100 people every minute, and about 2 people every single second. That means, since you've started this video, about 180 people already died. Death is one of those things that every single thing on earth has in common. And death does not discriminate against your race, your religious beliefs, where you came from, or whether how rich or poor you are. No one can escape this incurable disease that we are all blessed with from birth called life. Imagine, few decades from now, all the people we knew will be all gone, and a brand new set of generations will replace us, and another century will pass, and another new generations will experience life on Earth. And this is the cycle of life. It just goes on and on and on. And when you think about the cycle of life, you really start to realize how short our time on Earth really is. And it also makes you question how you live your life. Do your life have meaning, or just an empty existence devoid of meaning or purpose? Towards the end of his career, the renowned psychiatrist Carl Jung stated that more than a third of his patients did not suffer from clinical neurosis, but rather from a lack of meaning or purpose in their lives. Purpose is what completes us. It breathes life into our existence. Without it, we wander aimlessly through life, lacking direction and a destination. Our days become dull, routine, and devoid of meaning. This is the purpose anxiety. It's the anxiety we feel when we don't have a sense of purpose, but are all too aware that it's missing. From a young age, we are taught to excel in school, pursue fulfilling careers, follow our passions, start a family, and attain financial success. That this is our purpose in life. While these are all valuable aspects of purpose, we eventually find ourselves pondering the larger questions. What comes next? And the older we get, the louder these questions become. What's the meaning of life? People nowadays often express the belief that life lacks meaning, a sentiment often fueled by specific varieties of unhappiness. It seems as though they have forgotten or lost touch with the profound joy and happiness that once filled their days. Do you remember the excitement of making your first friend or connecting with classmates on the initial day of school? Each day held a thrilling and meaningful promise, as you eagerly anticipated being surrounded by friends. Think back to the first time you fell in love, when the connection between two people was so powerful that every moment felt precious and you wished it could last forever. Reflect on the satisfaction of learning new skills, from tying your shoes to mastering algebra and cooking the perfect pasta. That sense of capability and endless potential makes you want to strive for more to reach the dreams that gave meaning to your life. Remember the pride and fulfillment of handing your hard-earned salary to your parents for the first time, understanding the profound significance of returning the service back to them. From these strands, we can derive a theory of meaning, which resides in three fundamental daily activities: connecting, learning, and service. As inherently isolated creatures, some of our most profound moments involve connection. Communication, especially when sharing our intimate selves with a lover or revealing the substantial truths of our lives and friendships, builds these meaningful connections. Another source of meaning lies in learning, the pleasure that arises when we unravel confusion and make sense of the unfamiliar, whether as doctors, engineers, economists, or artists. Lastly, there is service, one of the most meaningful endeavors. Whether we are medical professionals, volunteers, or simply lending an ear, improving the lives of others by alleviating suffering or creating joy is a powerful source of meaning. Despite our perception of inherent selfishness, transcending our egos and putting ourselves in the service of others often leads to deeply meaningful moments. Meaning provides us with the sense that our lives matter, that they make sense, and that they are more than the sum of our seconds, days, and years. In the vast expanse of theories regarding the meaning of life, the universe appears indifferent, offering no universal purpose to satisfy our innate longing for significance. While everyday objects like pillows and beds are designed with a specific purpose in mind, the question arises: are human beings similarly crafted with an inherent purpose? Or our existence similar to an empty canvas awaiting definition, inherently free, capable of defining our own meaning in life? Some argue that, unlike a purposeful object, humans are not designed with a predetermined purpose. Instead, we have the capacity to create authentic and personal meaning in our lives. On the contrary, others propose a different viewpoint. They believe that meaning is not something we create, but rather, it emerges from our responses to life circumstances. Meaning is found in our engagements with the world and our reactions to the situations we encounter. Even in the most challenging and seemingly hopeless situations, we can still discover meaning for our lives, depending how we choose to respond to them. That ultimately determines the meaning we derive from life. Whether we choose to believe that the meaning of life is something we create or discover, the pursuit of meaning in a seemingly meaningless universe can lead to despair. When the universe fails to provide an ultimate purpose, individuals may grapple with the question of what is left in life. In such cases, the only recourse, maybe, is to embrace life itself. Even in the face of a seemingly purposeless existence, the choices we make and our responses to life's challenges ultimately shape the meaning we derive from our journey.